to get into the story, right? The mans that put me on to the bud was my man's Chris. I don't know his plug. Okay. And my man Zach, it was us three, that was supposed to push the shit. Zach handled his shit. Chris handled his shit. I handled my shit. Me and Zach, we lived in the same neighborhood. Chris was coast. Okay. Me and Zach, NC. Okay. Now, one day, we at the Red Line, the Metro, high school kids going back home and shit. There was a train that goes our direction, which is the north, and then there's a train that goes to the coast. So Chris is supposed to go to the coast, right? But we all walk from school to the station together. I don't know what happened, but him and one of the kids from my neighborhood started going back and forth. It wasn't that bad, but Chris was the toughest out of us three. He's a nigga that will lay somebody down, So he was like ready to fight the dude. But we was at the train station. So Chris was like, all right, let's get on your train to your neighborhood and we will do the fair ones. Yo, Chris, what the fuck is you trying to do, nigga? You trying to come to our neighborhood to fight a nigga in front of our whole neighborhood? And what we supposed to do, nigga? Die? This is a dummy mission. But the thing is, we didn't have the authority to tell Chris to not do it because I told you he the one that will do it. He the one that will do something. You feel me? And we I'm brains. Zach is brains and muscle, but Zach is still chill when he needs to be, but he being shit, but he not trying to be nothing right now. He's smart enough to know, not in our neighborhood, we don't want to, what? But Chris hops in the motherfucking train. Yo, the train stops, it's 6 stops till we get to where we live. Our wife. Every stop, I'm looking at Chris like, you want to do this? And in high school, nobody want to look pussy. So let's go. Fuck. Now, I'm hoping they do a fair one. I don't know what to expect, right? We get to the train station. Niggas walk outside. We still close to the door of the train station. The niggas, right now, there's about 30 niggas. There was 15 niggas that was on the motherfucking train. But outside the train station, obviously, there's still a lot of neighborhood kids. So now there's 30 niggas. Everybody circle Chris and this dude. They start going at it now. That nigga Chris, he got hands. It was fast. Fast hands, long hands. Shit, probably Chris was what? Maybe 5'11"? 5'10" and a half, 5'10" and a half, 5'11", something like that. Fast. Man, this shit was like a movie. The next thing you know, I don't know who threw the I don't know who threw the bird sign. Nigga, my whole neighborhood swung in the middle. They trying to jump the fuck out of Chris. Listen, and at that time, my mind is split in two. It's working both ways. Get in, stop the fight, but don't let nobody in the neighborhood think you was trying to fight anybody from the neighborhood, or, you know what I'm saying, you was trying to ride in there and kick niggas, punch niggas, whatever. You got to be as neutral as possible. As fucking possible. Because this is a dummy mission. How does a boss move in this situation? I had to think like a boss. Not think like a hoodlum. I couldn't think like a hoodlum. When I walk outside my crib, if you lived in the project housing, there'd be the center and then all the buildings are around. So if you live in the circle, which they called it, when you walk outside, all the neighborhood kids are where? In the motherfucking middle. So when I walk, I can't even hide, nigga. if I was out there trying to smack niggas up, that means Chris get to go home to coast, and I got to deal with these niggas every fucking day. These same niggas, when I was wearing Bobo sneakers, taking a bus from the neighborhood to school, they ain't even laugh at me. Now I got to have a problem with them because of Chris. So what I did was I remained neutral. I went in there to help, but Chris got away. When Chris got away, he felt away. And I understand why he felt away. He felt away about Zach. He felt away about me. He didn't approach me too much, but Zach, he felt like he could talk to Zach anyway about the situation. And I understood. But in that situation, I've looked back many times and I said, I think I made the right decision. There's niggas that go on dummy missions. And I know this is what niggas gonna say. I was supposed to pull out some shit and hit a nigga in the head or do whatever the fuck I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Bite a nigga, Mike Tyson a nigga. But it was a dummy mission. And I couldn't go out there and show my hand, but I was definitely trying to stop shit. You know? Years down the line, they said Chris got a attempted murder case. I said, man, some people just choose their path. And I think in that moment, I had to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't go against my neighborhood. I couldn't. You understand what I'm saying? These niggas never disrespected me. You know, they show love. You know, I did what I wanted to do. I never felt like I couldn't. I'll come home at 1 a.m., 3 a.m. I never had no issues with nobody. Nobody. And in that moment, I wasn't willing to change that shit.